or the first stop that we should have about Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, we mentioned it quickly last week. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everybody knows the importance of Mecca and Masjid al-Haram, but why, what's the significance that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was taken from Al-Masjid al-Haram to Al-Masjid al-Aqsa? Here is a very important thing that we should know. We're getting isolated from the issue of Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, from the status of Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, and we don't know much about it. And most of the time, some Muslims, they don't teach their kids about that great place. It has a great status in Islam. Exactly, the Prophet ﷺ put it in the same level, or in the same status as Al-Masjid al-Haram and Al-Masjid al-Nabawi, his Masjid sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So quickly, we'll look at it. Last week we mentioned one hadith only about Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, in which the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam سئل أي المسجد أو أي مسجد بني أولا, right? What was the first mosque or masjid to be built? He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which masjid? Yeah, Masjid al-Haram, right? Then what's after? Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. How many years in between? 40 years. Who built? Let me start with this question. Who built Al-Masjid al-Aqsa? Started building Al-Masjid al-Aqsa? No, Adam alayhi salam built Al-Masjid al-Haram. Who built Al-Masjid al-Aqsa? Have you ever thought of that? Malaika. It's a good answer, but Sulaiman, we have him now. It's a very good answer, يا حسام. إجابة سديدة قويمة. Okay. هو أكرم. ليس إبراهيم. إبراهيم عليه السلام renewed building Al-Kaaba. He was there and he renewed building it. Have you ever thought of that? To make it easy on everybody, it's not mentioned at all who built Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. Not in any text. Who built, who started it. However, if we say that Adam alayhi salam built Al-Masjid al-Haram, and between Al-Masjid al-Haram and Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, how many years? 40 years. So it should be one of the children of Adam alayhi salam, or Al-Malaika, as Mustafa said. That's what's said. But clearness, no. But Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam, as came inside Bukhari, in authentic hadith, جدد بناءه وعلاه. So Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam renewed building Al-Masjid al-Aqsa and built it high. That's proven. Hadith Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As radiyallahu anhuma, he said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam لما بنى سليمان ابن داود عليهما السلام المسجد الأقصى سأل الله ثلاثة. When he built المسجد الأقصى, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for three things. We will know them later inshallah ta'ala. يبقى أول حاجة about المسجد الأقصى, that the one who built or renewed building it is Sulaiman. I told you guys, wallahi, it's very cold outside. It's not an idea at all to go stay outside. Allah, sit with me. By the way, Muhammad, Bintak thought, she was thinking that this person in the salah is a jamaat. So she was touching me to check if this human being can react or not. His daughter was checking me while we're praying, and touching if he's like us, he talks or not. Anyway, الحمد لله عندي ثبات انفعالي في الصلاة، ما بضحكش ولا حاجة، بس الرياكشن بتاعه وهي she's looking at me like what's going on. فالحمد لله I didn't laugh. your صلاة is okay إن شاء الله tonight. Anyway, that's number one. Number two, حديث رائع عن المسجد الأقصى يرويه لنا سيدنا البراء بن عازب في البخاري أيضا. يقول رضي الله عنه: صلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى المسجد الأقصى. Do you guys know that Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa was the first Qibla? You know that? For how many years the Prophet ﷺ prayed to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa?
بضعة أشهر وفي بعض الأقوال سنة ونص تقريبا.
يعني كام؟ قول اديني رقم.
16 أو 18 شهر.
ماشي أنت because Mustafa's teaching Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj to the kids now. That's mashallah is good to volunteer by the way. So it was the first Qibla, but all the time the Prophet ﷺ wishing to pray to Al-Kaaba, by the way. But it's the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he prayed to Al-Masjid, as came in the authentic hadith too. صلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى المسجد الأقصى 16 أو 17 شهرا. وكان قلبه يميل قبل البيت. And he prayed towards Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, the Prophet ﷺ, for 16 or 17 months. And his heart was always towards Al-Kaaba. He wanted to pray to Al-Kaaba. وكانت حينما نزلت الآية, when the order came to him to pray to Al-Kaaba, أول صلاة صلاها نحو الكعبة كانت صلاة العصر. وما كان ممن صلى معه رجل أتى قوما وهم راكعون فقال لهم أشهد أني صليت. راكعون بيصلوا ناحية المسجد الأقصى. يعني أشهد أني صليت مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قبل الكعبة فأدركوا يعني صلوا حتى في المسجد يسمى الآن ذو القبلتين. So this masjid, there is a masjid now in Mecca called the Two Qibla Masjid. In Medina, sorry. In Medina called the Two Qibla Masjid, Masjid Dhul Qiblatayn. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ prayed 16 or 17 months towards the Masjid Al-Aqsa, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول في الآية قد نرى تقلب وجهك في السماء. So the Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to the Prophet ﷺ, is saying, you know, we see your wish. We know you. We know that you're looking at the heaven, wishing to pray towards Mecca. فَلَنُوَلِّيَنَّكَ قِبْلَةً تَرْضَاهَا. We'll give you what you're looking for. You're going to pray to Al-Kaaba. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the permission to the Prophet ﷺ to switch to Al-Kaaba. The first salah was Salat al-Asr. Then he prayed, one of the Sahaba prayed with the Prophet ﷺ, then he left. He found some people still praying towards Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. I told them, you know what, I bear witness that I just prayed with the Prophet ﷺ towards Al-Bayt Al-Haram, towards Al-Kaaba. Then they switched while they prayed. And by the way, yani if you are praying and somebody told you, you heard him saying, brother, you prayed to the wrong direction, don't be stubborn, please. Yani don't tell him, you know what, who are you? طبعا you will leave the salat, you know, who are you to tell me that I'm not going to change my qibla? You know, I'm right, you're wrong. And if a brother comes to you and he's trying to direct you to the right direction, lean with him, be soft with your brother, and then punch him in the face if he's wrong after the salah. And finish your salah. Okay? That's why the masjid, they switched. So they prayed to two qibla in one salah. But the first, one of the second masjid to be built, Sulaiman alayhi salam renewed. Number 3, the first qibla. Number 4, about the Masjid Al-Aqsa, كما يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, يعني الصحابة, they used to ask about many things. Do you guys remember or recall a hadith talking about how many, يعني what's the reward of praying in the Masjid Al-Nabawi? You guys recall how many rak'at? How many rak'at it's worth? One rak'at in the Masjid Al-Nabawi, how many rak'at it's worth? تفضل يا شيخ هيثم. 1,000. It's 1,000 rak'ah. If you pray one rak'ah. Let me tell you about this. Back in 2008, I used to work in a very, this weather is much beautiful, much better than this weather over there in California. So I used to work in California, and one of the brothers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide him, nobody for sure knows him over here. So 2 brothers in the masjid, they're arguing about how many rak'at they prayed in both Al-Masjid Al-Haram and Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. They just came from Umrah and the Masjid Nabawi. So I prayed how many? They keep like arguing. So you know what, sometimes you get hot, I mean, you don't like that. So both of them, they were selling liquors. That's the main business. So I had to interfere. I told them, brothers, what are you talking about? It's not how many rak'at you pray. Is it for the sake of Allah or not? Who recalled the statement that I said today in the khutbah from Al-Fudayl ibn Iyad? Who remembered that? It was not that hard. قول يا عم تامر. Al-Fudayl ibn Iyad بيقول إيه? What is it?
If the intention is not right, then the prayer is not good. And if the action is not sound, then the prayer is not good. And the definition of the action being sound is that it follows the sunnah, and the definition of...
Allah, I love you for the sake of Allah. يعني أنت you make me, you know what, feel good. جزاك الله خير. والله. على الأقل at least one of the how many hundred people in the khutbah, alhamdulillah, he knew what I was talking about. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. It's a great success, to be honest with you. Anyway, فضيل بن عياض يقول إذا كان العمل خالصا ولم يكن صوابا لم يقبل. If your amal is not sincere, is a sincere amal for the sake of Allah, but it's not right, it's not sound, it's not acceptable. Sound means that you follow the way of the Prophet ﷺ. Okay, and if it is sound, and you follow the way of the Prophet ﷺ, but you're not doing it for the sake of Allah, it's not acceptable to do. So it has to be sound, following the Sunnah, it has to be mukhlas, sincere for the sake of Allah. So when you talk about how many rak'at in al-Masjid al-Nabawi, how many rak'at in al-Masjid al-Haram, you're talking about, did you do it for the sake of Allah? Did these rak'at work on you, change your behavior or not? That's why those brothers, I intervened, alhamdulillah, the result was I was in Vegas the next month, alhamdulillah. Working in Vegas, not to do anything else. Anyway, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that one rak'ah in Al-Masjid Al-Nabawi worth or equal 1,000 rak'ah here in the MCA. But what about the Masjid Al-Aqsa? Do you guys know how many? 500? Not 500. تفضل يا محمد. 100 لا. Same number of thousand. Who? 10 ركعات only? 10,000? No. Boss, there is ranking. Masjid al-Haram first, Masjid al-Nabawi second, and Masjid al-Aqsa third. To be honest with you. 700. No. Min is out. Okay. Anyway.
340.
هو يعني close. The Prophet ﷺ was asked this question, by the way. The Sahaba used to ask about everything. And they knew that they're going soon to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, not us. Yani when you talk about Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, what are you talking about? We're not going to see it. Inshallah we'll see it, inshallah, one day under the control of Muslims, inshallah ta'ala, as it should be. But they knew that they're going. It was only at the time of Sayyidina Umar, few years after the Prophet ﷺ, they were there. And Sayyidina Umar prayed over there, right? Anyway, when Nabi Sallallahu was asked about this, how many, what's the reward of praying in al-Masjid al-Aqsa? قال صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة في مسجدي تعدل أو ركعة في مسجدي تعدل 4 ركعات في المسجد الأقصى وهو خير مصلى. 1 ركعة من مسجد equal 4 ركعات in al-Masjid al-Aqsa, and it is one of the best musalla. It's a great place to pray in. Authentic hadith, inshallah ta'ala. So how many rak'at then from the MCE? 250. Okay? Last thing about the importance of the Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa is the clear hadith. Now in Egypt, and Egyptian people will get it easily. I'm talking about Egypt again because it's my country, but it's I believe it's in most of our countries. You see the people, you know what? Tomorrow, عم خلدون بكره انا هاخد العيله واروح اصلي في مسجد الحسين. طبعا عندكم في العراق كتير. عندكم كم حسين في العراق؟ 50 حسين. اوكي، انا لا 10,000 ركعه في الحسين بيقول لك المخالف. هنروح نصلي في السيد البدوي. هنروح نصلي مش عارف ايه. So tomorrow I'm gonna go take my family to that particular masjid because there is one of the awliya over there. He's buried over there, and there is a nice whatever tomb, whatever they say, you know, and I'm gonna pray because it's a nice place to pray in. You know, next year I'm planning to visit that place. Done. The Prophet ﷺ said that do not specialize a place with a trip, a masjid with a trip that you go from your home to visit that masjid except 3 masajid. 3 masajid only. Al-Masjid al-Haram, wal-Masjid al-Aqsa, wa Masjidi hada. So the Masjid al-Haram, then Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, then my masjid, Al-Masjid al-Nabawi in Medina. So you can say, you know what, I'm going to visit the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. I'm going to visit Al-Masjid al-Haram for sure, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us all to go and to visit inshallah soon. And third, you can make that intention to visit Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, yani for your intention is to go to visit it and to pray over there. Okay? This is quickly about Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. One of the great things that we get from Al-Isra al-Mi'raj, and I touched it quickly last week too, is the importance of the Salah. And let me highlight this a little bit. Somebody told me that tomorrow morning will be -40. For my first reaction was that then I'm not coming for Fajr. You know? So, Ya akhi, as-Salah, imagine that, again, as I said last week, and I remember that I said it this way, that everything was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ, came down to him, everything in the ibadah, except the Salah. And you guys recall what we said last week, if you attended, about back and forth between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet ﷺ, between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Sayyidina Musa, from 50 salah until it became 5 salawat, 5 prayers a day, but 50 in reward. Has to make you think about the importance of salah in your life. That's why the Prophet ﷺ has amazing hadith about the importance of the salah. اسمع معي some of the, listen to some of these hadith that, you know what, if you know a friend who does not pray, you tackle it. And I don't ever start with a hadith saying, you know what, if you don't pray, you're going to have this punishment. Let's put it aside now. But let's talk about something great about it. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he said to Sayyidina Mu'adh radiyallahu anhu, ألا أدلك ألا أخبرك على رأس الأمر وعموده وذروة سنامه. So the Prophet ﷺ is talking to Sayyidina Mu'adh, and he's telling him, should I tell you about inform you about the head of the matter of the whole religion, its pillar and its peak? He said, Bala ya Rasulullah. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the head of the matter of the whole thing is من اللي فاكر الحديث رأس الأمر الإسلام. So the head of the matter is Islam. وعموده, your religion is that's the pillar. الصلاة, your prayer is the main pillar. That's why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a different hadith, وذروة سلامه الجهاد. Jihad, it's the peak to practice and to perform jihad for the sake of Allah. You're actually reaching the peak of all deeds. So ولذلك النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said in a different hadith, بين المرء وترك والشرك الصلاة. أنت, you have a friend who does not pray, who does not believe in prayer, he's close, والعياذ بالله. He's not believing in it. Done. It's not pick and choose. And you're talking about the pillar. لذلك النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, out of the great importance of the salah, يا أخي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في نهاية حياته يقول, so you look at the order. First, it's a pillar. Number 2, and Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم at the end of his life يقول صلى الله عليه وسلم الصلاة وما ملكت أيمانكم. The last advice, one of the last advices of the Prophet ﷺ in his life was the prayer. Again, Not only this. يقول صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني it's going to be النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اليوم قال لنا في الحديث الصحيح وأنا أول شافع وأول مشافع. Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم will be the first interceder and the first one who will get the intercession. His intercession inshallah will be accepted. Okay? Then النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول عن الصلاة أول ما يحاسب عليه المرء الصلاة فإن صلحت أفلح No, this is the different hadith. أفلح ونجح وإن فسدت كل حاجة واحد. Everything is bad. No, صلح الجسد كل ده حاجة تانية خالص. صلح باقي العمل different hadith. جزاك الله خير. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم is telling you again, يا أخي, the first thing that you will be asked about, not your zakah, not your hajj, not your behavior, not that. That's why the shaitan comes to you sometime. Until you know what? حتى واحد كان بيقول لي دلوقتي يعني a brother before the salah was telling me about another brother. Yeah. Some people look at the ways that the shaitan gets to you. You know, I know some people say, you know what? People in the first row Aslan, they are not good. Yeah, you need me to come to the masjid and pray and behave like them? I don't want that. I don't want to be like them. So what do you want to be? You know what? It's better for me to live with a white and clean heart and not to pray. Some people, they think this way. Yani, it's weak. You talk to them, you're like, you know what? The first people will be in the hellfire. They will tell you that. Who are praying? I'm okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbina Rabb Ilum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at your heart. Yeah, He looks at your heart. But without amal, yani what you going to do? That's why the Prophet said, the first thing that you will ask about is your salah. If it's good, everything else will be fine. And you will be successful, inshallah ta'ala. If it's bad, do not blame except yourself. Okay? طيب. Go further. You want to convince somebody, that's the salah. And that's 5 times a day. Why it is 5 times a day at the end of the day? Why it's the order of the salah this way? It's for you to go to your bed at the end of the day clean. That's it. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam يقول, imagine with me, think with me about somebody who takes a shower for 5 times a day. alaikum, لو أن نهرا بباب أحدكم يغتسل منه كل يوم 5 مرات. What do you think if somebody is having a streaming river in front of his house and he's taking a shower from it every day, 5 times a day? هل يبقى من درني شيء? Do you think that anything bad or dirt will remain on his body? For sure not. Then this is exactly the example of the 5 times that you pray. That's why you come, you make istighfar, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you, you clean. You go again, you make mistakes and you come back. It's a great way to clean yourself on a regular basis. That's why the Isra and the Mi'raj and the way that the Salah was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ, it tells you a great thing. It tells you that there is something great is revealed and we have to stick to that. And talking about the Salah needs khutab and many talks and stuff like that, but I tried to just touch it quickly. Number 3 of the scenes, this is a great example. During Al-Mi'raj, and for sure Al-Isra, the Prophet ﷺ came in the authentic ahadith. There is lots of unauthentic ahadith about it. Yani stories and the stories and the stories, but not all of it are authentic. But some of the great scenes that the Prophet ﷺ, as we said before, when he came to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam gave him milk and wine, right? And the Prophet ﷺ drank from the wine, right? From the milk. Then he told them, you choose the fitra. That's the nature of human being. They don't get to this, and this is against the nature. And the milk, for sure, you drink your milk and you go to bed. Okay? One of the great things, you know, sometimes when you're talking about your Muslim brother or your Muslim sister, you feel that the shaitan putting some honey on your tongue. You want to continue. You know? And it's nice. It's good. ذلك Ibrahim ibn Adham, one of the great scholars, one day he went for a walima. Sometimes, I'm warning you now, you say, you know what, I don't like Sheikh Sharif. That's my opinion, I don't like him. But, do you think that I will like it when you say it in front of me or not? You have to ask yourself. I'm warning everybody now, don't say I don't like Sheikh Sharif. Say I like Sheikh Sharif, then this way you're okay, inshallah ta'ala. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, Ibrahim Adham was invited on a dinner. He went. One of the people who are invited to the event was late. He is known for that, by the way. His nature, he comes late. One of the people said in Arabic, إِنَّهُ ثَقِيلٌ. He's heavy. هذه description. I'm describing him. فوضع Ibrahim Adham at that moment when they start talking about somebody and just said that he's heavy, he put his finger in his throat and he threw all the food that he got. And he left them right away. And he said to himself, أنا فعلت هذا بنفسي. سمحت لنفسي أن أجلس في مجلس يغتاب الناس فيه. So it was my mistake. I did that to myself. I allowed myself to stay in a place in which people are backbiting other people. That's why one of the great scenes that we should look at and by the way, when you read about Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, imagine the situation like it's a scene, it's a movie. At the end of the day, like something happening, and it's real because it's authentic. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مما رأى, one of the things that he saw صلى الله عليه وسلم, يقول صلى الله عليه وسلم, رأيت أناس لهم أظافر من نحاس يخمشون بها وجوههم وصدورهم. فقلت من هؤلاء يا أخي يا جبريل؟ قال هؤلاء الذين يغتابون الناس ويخوضون في أعراضهم. Again, Prophet ﷺ, he saw some people has copper nails with which they scratch their faces and their chests. Scary, right? Then he asked Jibreel alayhi salam, who are those people? Then Jibreel alayhi salam said to the Prophet ﷺ, those are the people who backbite others and they talk about their dignity. ويخوضون في أعراضهم. فلذلك النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم one day بيسأل الصحابة, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سأل الصحابة ذات يوم فقال أتدرون ما الغيبة؟ قالوا الله ورسوله أعلم. He's asking the Sahaba, do you know what's ghiba? What's backbiting? Then they said Allah and His Messenger knows the best. طبعا if you ask us about anything except medicine and Dr. Muhammad, we'll answer. Anything about religion, we will say our opinion. At least you know what I think. And I think. And I think. When you get cornered, you know what? There is two madhab in the case. And when it's a trick, by the way. If you get cornered, say, you know what? There are two madhab in this. They told us this in the old days in Azhar. But you have to know the two madhab at the end of the day. Then the Prophet ﷺ told them, Al-ghibatu dhikruka akhaka bima yakrah. The ghiba means that you mention something about your Muslim brother that if he hears it from you, he will dislike it. فواحد من الصحابة جاء وقال له يا رسول الله أرأيت إن كان في أخي ما أقول. what about? He came and said to the Prophet ﷺ, what about if what I'm saying is true? Like I'm saying that he's not knowledgeable and he is. I'm saying that he is tall and he is. I'm saying that he's skinny and he is. I'm saying that he is not eloquent and he is. I'm saying that he doesn't pray properly and he is. what I'm saying is really true. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن كان فيه ما تقول, if you're really truthful and you're true in what you're describing, then you are backbiting him. But the disaster or the destructive point is if you are slandering him. وإن كان وإن لم يكن فيه ما تقول فقد اكتبت فقد دهنت. And if what you're saying is not true, then you are slandering him. You are doing an act of slander to your Muslim brother, and that's why the Prophet ﷺ pointed out, and Jibreel alayhi salam explained it. And let me conclude with this hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يا معشر من آمن بلسانه. And sometimes we go far, and I don't wait until I see something to talk about you. You know what? I was talking about this last week, about the relationship between a man and woman, a husband and wife. And when you try to find a problem, you know what? When you try to prove your Muslim brother wrong, or you find the defects of your Muslim brother, the weak points, you're looking after something in his personality to say that he's wrong. The Prophet ﷺ is warning us against this. And he said, يَا مَعْشَرَ مَنْ آمَنَ بِلِسَانِهِ وَلَمْ يُؤْمِنْ بِقَلْبِهِ. He's calling some people claiming to be mu'min with their tongue, but they are not real mu'min. لَا تَغْتَابُوا النَّاسِ وَلَا تَتَتَبَّعُوا عَوْرَاتِهِمْ. Do not ever backbite people, and do not go after them. Do not seek their mistakes. Do not look for your Muslim brother's faults and mistakes. فَإِنَّ مَنْ تَتَبَّعَ عَوْرَةَ أَخِيهِ فَضَحَهُ اللَّهُ وَلَوْ فِي عُطْرِ. The one who is really seeking the faults of his Muslim brother and thinking that he's smart and he's covering himself all the time, the Prophet ﷺ is warning him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will uncover him even in the middle of his house. As long as he's doing this to uncover his Muslim brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning him to do that. Lots to say about Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. I will leave you guys this weekend to read a little bit about, make a word, make a piece of the seerah for yourself. Take the title from us on Friday, and go and read and prove us maybe wrong, or argue with us, or not argue, discuss things with us, come back with ideas and things that we miss. We can discuss it. At the end of the day, it's sharing knowledge, and we cannot cover everything in that few minutes. Just 5 minutes we spent with you on Seerah tonight, as I promised. Alhamdulillah, I don't go over the limit. I'm خلدون 5 دقائق نحترم الوقت فإنشاءالله تعالى, tomorrow we will be a discussion, as Amin opened it last week, about few things relevant to Sunan al-Salah or Wajibat al-Salah. I'm going to try my best tomorrow to be ready and to cover these two things in the Fiqh Halaqah after Salat al-Isha tomorrow, about Sunan al-Salati or Wajibat al-Salah, after we talked about the pillars and the Sunnah last week, inshallah ta'ala. Next week in the Seerah will be the start of the idea of Hijrah, how it started and how the Prophet ﷺ got the idea, and who encouraged him, طبعا the order and the permission from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but why especially Medina, and what happened before that, the preparation for the Hijrah. We will talk about بيعة العقبة إن شاء الله تعالى next week. نسأل الله عز وجل أن يجعلنا جميعا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. تفضل يا شيخ الشيخ.
حتى بالنسبة للغيبة شيخ، إذا كان أخ مسلم له تصرف قد يؤذي إخوانه الآخرين، يجوز الإنسان
تجوز الغيبة في أمور كثيرة، منها هذا الأمر. it is permissible to backbite somebody if you're warning people against his behavior or his actions. Like if he's doing something, like one of your classmates, for example, he's doing something very bad, and you want to warn somebody else about that, otherwise he's going to follow him. So you will tell him, you know what, brother, be careful, he is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, you're doing it with this intention. If somebody is doing bid'ah or fitna or whatever, for sure you need to warn the people against his action, and inshallah ta'ala, it's not going to be counted as evil. Okay, جزاك الله خير. تفضل يا مصطفى.
بالنسبة للحديث المسجد الأقصى، كان في حديث قريته من المسجد الأقصى الصلاة فيه 500 سنة.
As far as I know, I didn't get it. If it's right, then you're fine. Let me double check it. Okay? Allah. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.